Today we're going to be installing the idle stopper on a 2025 Honda Pilot. Here's what's going to come in your box. You're going to have some foam pieces to wrap around the connectors. You're also going to have the wiring harness, as well as a zip tie to help secure it. The tools I will be using: plastic pry tool and a flathead screwdriver wrapped in electrical tape to help prevent any scratches onto the plastics. The first part we're going to start with is taking off this trim piece that goes all the way around to the other side. You can just put your fingers under here and pull it, or you can use the pry tool to help loosen up those clips. And then it should just pop off. Once you start getting it loose, you can just pry it all off with your fingers. I'm going to go open the other side of the door to see if that helps get that side. Okay, over on the passenger side, yep, we can just pull that right off. We'll set it down here. And then these are the harnesses we want to remove. And they're just push clips, so we'll just push those off. And then wiggle them out. There's one, and okay, now we got those out, and we'll take this piece and we'll just set it aside. Next, we will be taking off the shifter assembly. There is no screws or anything holding it into place, just clips again. So we will take our pry tool and we'll just work it underneath here. So we get it to loosen up. And then you can take your hand under it once you get it to start popping and just pull those up. And then you just continue working your hands around it, popping it free. This bottom part was a little trickier. I had to get the pry tool in to pop out that bottom corner. And then once you have this out, you'll have these three connectors here. The only one you actually have to remove is this one here that is next to the switch for the idle stop. If you wanted to take them all out, you could, and just move this piece out of the way. And that's what I'm going to do. Again, they are just the push buttons, and then you wiggle out the switch. And then that one I'll just leave there and put it out of the way that way. That gives us plenty of room to work. Next, we are going to take out the wireless charger pad, and that's where I'm going to use my screwdriver. As you can see, there's little holes here that this will slip into to pop out. And there, boom, it popped right out. Lift that back up here, get underneath there, and then we're going to take off yet another one of those push tab harness, push it in and pull it out, and we'll go ahead and set that wireless pad out of the way. Next, we are going to take off the charger panel, and again, just clips on here. We'll start just pulling it back here to break them free. And then we're just going to pull on here. I find it easier if you start in this corner, pull it out, and then the clips come off. And then again, we've got the same wiring type harness that we will be removing. This is the one for the power outlet that we're going to fully remove here. So I removed the blade connector here from that power source. We're going to just tuck this out of the way, all of that. And then we need to remove this. And again, it's just held on with clips. I don't know if you can see. Okay, so we are going to remove these clips or depress them. I'll use that flathead again with the tape on it. And then I'm just pressing down on the back and then pushing that clip out. And I'll do the same on this side. Okay, so I was trying to take off this trim piece, but I cannot get that clip in the back here to come off, but that is okay. The reason we're taking that off is because we want to run the wire up through, there's a hole back here, and then up through here. And so I think I can just reach it through without removing it all of the way. So this is our module that we're going to be hooking up. And this is the red wire that we want to feed through the back. Okay, to start running the wires, we're going to run it through this hole here, which is going to be under that shifter. We'll feed it through the bottom here, and then get it to come through on this side. So this is where we want it to feed through. And then back through this hole at the very back. See it right there. I'm going to set the phone down so I can grab it. I got the wire fed through the back. If you can get that clip off, it's going to be a lot easier. I just didn't want to risk breaking it because it wasn't budging. So now that we have this fed through, what we want to do is take this part and we are going to plug it into the blade connector here on the power outlet. And then the original factory connector that went into that here will plug into the other part of our idle stopper harness. Just like that. Now that we have the connection in place, we are going to take the foam strip that came in the kit and we're going to wrap around that connection to keep that safe. Okay, so once we have that all secured and in place, we're going to start putting everything back. And everything should just clip right back into place. Those wires down. All right, we've got that one down there, and so this is the wireless charging pad connector, and we will just plug that back into place. And then once the wireless pad charger is in place, you will not even see that red wire anymore. This just slides back in, and then we will hook this back up. So that's back into place. That slides in first, and then you press it down. Okay, that's all secured now. Now we are ready to hook up the module to the shifter ports. So we will take that, and what we will do is first we'll take the factory connector for the idle stop and plug it into the module. and it'll just clip into place, just like that. And then we'll take the other end and put that into the shifter port right here. And that clicks into place. This is the other wire that I removed from the shifter just to make it easier, and we'll plug that back in right there. There's a couple ways of mounting this. The kit comes with a zip tie that you can zip tie it here. When you're running the wires, you could also just tuck it underneath there, which I think that might be the way I'm gonna go. I'm gonna unplug that and then tuck it down. Okay, so you can see I just re-ran that underneath that plastic trim. So that way it just kind of keeps it out of the way. It's really not gonna move around much in there anyways, so I think that should be just fine. And then the shifter unit will just click back into place, just like how you took it off. That is all good. And then we will go ahead and put all of this trim back on. Now we're gonna put back on the AC control unit. Something very important is we tucked these wires away. We need to make sure we pull those back out and hook this back up. I know once you start getting to the end of a project, you get excited, and so we don't want to miss a step, because none of that will work when we plug it back in. So we're just pushing those clips back in. They're in, and then all of this will just click back into place, just like how we took it off. And just like when I took it off, I'll need to go around to the passenger side to get that spot. Okay, we'll get it all clipped in here. All right, now that we have everything put back together, everything looks good, we will start the car and see if it works. So we just start it as normal. Over here you will see the icon for the auto stop. It will pop up as an off after a few seconds. There it is. You can see that it's off. If you want to turn the system back on, you just hit the button again, and there it is. Now it's back on, and it'll stop as it intended to. So what this system does now, it switches the default mode to off, so it will not stop when you're idling. So if you want it to stop while you're idling, you would just hit the button again, and then that would put you back into the idle stop mode. So this way, when I start up the car, it'll be like I would like it for it to be. It will not stop when I'm idling. Now that we've got everything put back, cleaned up, everything is working as it should. I'm gonna go ahead and clean it up. You can see there's fingerprints all over it now just from touching it, so everything will get cleaned up. One thing that I think is super important after doing any project is the cleanup. So for example, you can't see anything that we've just done to the car. It looks all factory. But what you can see at the end is how clean the car is when we're finished. And I believe in leaving things better than you found them. So we are gonna, I've already vacuumed, so floors look good. We're gonna clean up all of these fingerprints, you know, everything around here that we were touching. And I like to use this Adams Interior Detailer. You can spray this on any surface. I sprayed on the rag, and you can wipe off your nav screen, all of the leather, the vinyl. We can clean the seats with it, everything. And it's gonna leave a nice matte finish and a great smell. So I'll get to cleaning. We were all finished cleaning everything. Everything is cleaned, shined, put back together, and in working order. Another thing I'll leave you all with is people may not remember what you did for them, but they'll remember how you made them feel. And so getting inside a clean car, if you've worked on it, makes them feel good, and they will come back to you. Thank you for watching.